Round 2, we have a keep. We get to go Hope Tinder into Quarry Hauler again. Okay, maybe Hope Tinder's better than I gave it credit for. Maybe a 2-drop 2/2 that ramps is not the worst. Ooh, that was a good draw. Especially with that Survivor's Encampment. Doomed Dissenter. Well, I'm going to make better use of my mana this turn, so we'll play the Survivor's Encampment now and then drop the old Hope Tinder. So if I wanted to, I could, I mean, obviously I can play the Quarry Hauler, but if I don't want to play the Quarry Hauler, I can wait one extra turn for the Sharpshooter, which is not bad. Wretched Camel. They do have a desert, so I would have to discard. Let's see. Well, Unquenchable Thirst is a thing. We do have our desert now, so that's pretty hard removal. We don't need to use that yet. Why don't we just... can Tragic Lesson. We can... let's just get our Quarry Hauler down now. We have to exert in order to do it, but I think it's worth it. So we'll get the Quarry Hauler down. Nothing counter-wise to do here. And then we'll pass. Manolith. Okay. And another Doomed Dissenter. I see. Look at that fixing. Opponent's deck seems sweet already. I'm worried. So, can't do the Sharpshooter yet until next turn. I can do the Tragic Lesson. If I attack with Quarry Hauler, they probably just block like this and this. Get a 2/2, kill my dude. I have to discard. It's pretty good actually for them. Let's Tragic Lesson now. Although I'm gonna, I guess, have to discard, but that's alright. Let's just do it. See what we get. Okay, let's discard. I guess discard. Well, we don't need the swamp because we have the encampment. But do I need triple green? No, I guess we could just play the swamp anyway. Although we kind of need all the green for like pumps. We probably can just discard a swamp. Alright. Alright. Play the land and pass. I mean, technically, next turn we can cast Kefnet's Last Word from Hope Tinder, which is kind of interesting. But I really don't want to steal any of those dudes. I'd much rather steal something scarier, to be honest. So I can drop the Sharpshooter. What am I discarding to Wretched Camel? The camel that is wretched. We probably... I mean, you don't have to attack yet either. Especially since I've got Devotee now, which is pretty good. Alright, let's just play Devotee and pass. Because I feel like this is going to be a little bit nastier when we get a 5th land. It's going to threaten a little bit. A little bit more. And remember, having both an Unquenchable Thirst and a Kefnet's Last Word in your hand is pretty nasty, actually. So we can just steal whatever fatty they drop if they have some Omega Rare, or we can just tap down the next one. So we've got like a wave of things they have to get through, unless, of course, they have that 5/5 Hexproof dude. That would be a little bit more of a problem. Lethal Sting, our Devotee. Alright, I guess that does in fact work. Although, I'm not too concerned about that. That didn't hurt as bad as one would expect. Ooh, I see. Uh-huh. So I can Illusory Wrappings the Camel, and then they have to block with both of these to get... That's still pretty decent for them, to be honest. But maybe it's time for just the Sharpshooters. I think it's time. Let's do it. They have one card in hand. Just a Nicol Bolas, huh? Well, that's too bad for us. They get a Cory Hauler too, so they can make him even bigger. And they didn't even target their own Planeswalker to boost him up. Okay, so let's steal our own Cory Hauler. Too bad I can't control Planeswalker. Alright, so we'll steal our own Planeswalker. Or steal our own creature, rather. And then we'll attack Nicol Bolas. Yeah, I'm not super happy, but... So I guess we'll discard the wrappings. Alright, and there goes the hand. Bummer. But not using the Cradle, well, that's concerning. What does this do? No, nothing. Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's get in with this. Oh, that makes me sad inside. Alright, do that. Alright, well, at least we dealt some damage to Nicol Bolas. I guess that's cool, I guess. Oh. Bummer. How sad. Oh, and that's what they drew too? How sad. I guess we could rip an Hour of Eternity, which I can't even cast because I don't have an untapped creature. Okay. Maybe that wouldn't do it. So I guess I have to, uh, well, even if I had been attacking my opponent, alright, we can concede I can't win this, and I might as well not show him any more of our deck. Alright, that's a big bummer. That makes me a little sad inside. Well, more than a little sad inside. Pretty gosh darn sad inside. So let's figure out how we beat Nicol Bolas. Essence Scatter doesn't do it. Dissenter's Deliverance gets rid of Manolith, but that seems hardly worth it. Maybe I just hope they mill it. That seems pretty pointless. Reed Stalker can fly. Yeah, that might actually be useful. But what do I get rid of for it? Well, Illusory Wrapping seems less good in this match. All their dudes are little anyway. So we'll ditch the wrappings and keep the rest of our removal. And try this. So we'll play first. That's a keep. Well, they don't have a desert, but we do. So I can Unquenchable Thirst that. Or I can Ambuscade. Ambuscade makes better use of mana. I think we'll do the Ambuscade, actually. The reason I'm doing this is they don't have a desert, so we don't discard. We get to one-sided fight. We get him for 3 points of damage. Plus, we have Unquenchable Thirst for the next guy, and we have Tragic Lesson to do some draw rings. Okay, we'll get rid of a couple lands. Feral Prowler is a beater. Not a fantastic beater, but a beater, nonetheless. Getting their Grixis mana there. Alright, so we'll... Ooh. Yeah, Bantu's pretty nasty here. So let's, yeah, that's pretty good. So let's get in for 2. This is fine. Play Bantu. And pass. So we'll start beating in with Bantu. Vizier copying our Bantu, but we'll just, I guess, do some Unquenchable Thirst, satisfy our thirst here. Well, that was a good draw. So let's do this. We want to go Thirst on this dude. Take care of that dude. And this dude, we want to go... sack this to draw. Scry that to the bottom. And then we want to smash for 7. Maybe I should have actually left the island on top. Well, So my opponent's just got the coolest deck in the entire universe? That's cool. So I separate and they choose one. So I guess we'll give them a Dissenter and a Manolith or a Reed Stalker and a Swamp. They'd rather have the Dissenter and the Manolith. That's interesting. Okay. Attacking. Well, that's an odd choice. Guess I need to technically tap a creature to even... I see. So we play this, we play the Quarry Hauler. Nothing counter-wise to do. And then we pass. So hopefully they don't have Nicol Bolas. They have this. Getting for 4. Sure. Manolith. Plus Doom Dissenter. And they can't cast the Reed Stalker. Baleful Amulet too? Jeez. Opponent's just got all the goodies, unfortunately. Goods after goods after goods. Just the non-stop barrage of goodies. Alright, so we do Channeler, Initiate. Should give me a 3/4. So I play the Initiate. I want to get in with Bantu. I get in with Quarry Hauler, Bantu, Stalwart. As long as they don't block with the Amulet, they're fine. So I probably have to leave something back to block the Amulet. I assume the Quarry Hauler. Which means I get him for 7. They at least have to double block. Alright, let's go Initiate. Put the counters on itself. And then we sack the Initiate. So Bantu can attack. Spring to Mind. Yeah, this can give us our second black. So if I needed to use Bantu multiple times in a turn, I guess that would be fine. So we'll just attack with these two. I'm trying to think. Is this because they have to... I'm trying to think if I attack with Quarry Hauler too. So they have to double block this plus take... Is there any way they can not block with Baleful Amulet and still live? I don't think so. Because I can't block this with these two. So these two have to block. I think I have to attack like this. And this gives them this forces them to block with Baleful Amulet, which I don't love, but at the same time, forcing them to block with Baleful Amulet does actually seem pretty good. Because they can't double block this and then take... Yeah, so this is correct. Because this does in fact force them to block with Baleful Amulet. I admit I'm not in love with it, but... Oh yeah, and then I put Spring to Mind on top. Maybe that was a bad idea. The thing about Spring to Mind is, I don't even think that it... yeah. Alright, so I think what we do is Tragic Lesson, bounce a land, replay it. I guess we can just play the Swamp. And then we Spring to Mind. So I should have definitely bottomed that in hindsight, but I guess I didn't realize how much behind on the clock I am. Felt like I was a little bit further along than I am. But they still have this too, so I think we're actually just dead maybe? Because they can just, yeah, they get in for 8 and then they sack 2 creatures and we lose 2 life to our copied Bond 2. Bummer. Huge bummer of a match. We got absolutely destroyed by Nicol Bolas and then absolutely destroyed by Inez. So that was super harsh. Super harsh. So I hope we can get the win in round 3. We'll see you then.